Somewhat related to this concept of adjusting your depth of field is your focus. It's something that we haven't really touched upon with this course yet, but it is obviously a very important concept. With focus, we're basically talking about adjusting your camera's lens to focus on what's important in your scene. Most lenses will have a focus ring that rotates and changes the focus from what's near to what's farther away. And most cameras or lenses will have an option for manual and autofocus. Autofocus nowadays works relatively good on most cameras and most lenses, and is one of the auto settings that we do usually recommend you use. Especially when you're out traveling, doing event photography, or even just snapping photos of your kids, autofocus will help take sharper photos more quickly than doing it manually for most beginners. Manual focus is great when you have more time to set up your shot and you're more particular about what specific part of your frame is in focus. For example, you might be taking a portrait and you want their eyes to be specifically in focus. And when you're using autofocus, it's focusing to their nose. So this might be an example where you want to use manual focus to make sure you're focused on their eyes. Sometimes if you're in a darker environment, your camera's autofocus won't work as well. So this would be a case for using manual focus. Right now I'm in autofocus, and so you'll see that if I actually manually move my lens out of focus and then I press the shutter release button, the focus actually automatically changes. And now it takes a perfectly sharp photo of our subject. I can also change the manual focus, which will be a switch on most lenses, going from AF to MF. So now I can manually adjust the focus and rotate the focus ring from left to right, and that's adjusting from in to out of focus. And you gotta be very precise with this. Just a little bit can make the nose in focus, or the hair, or the eyes, or just slightly out of focus. So you have to practice manually focusing. Now that you know the difference between manual and autofocus, what should you actually be focusing on? As always, there aren't any commandments that you can't break. One rule would be that when photographing people, you want to focus on their eyes. When doing this, remember that aperture affects your depth of field as well. With a wide open aperture, you can be photographing a person and have their eyes in focus while their nose and ears are out of focus. Doing the opposite and having their nose or their ears in focus and their eyes blurry would look off to the viewer. So always try to get sharp focus on their eyes. If your photos aren't sharp or aren't focused on what you want them to be focused on, try increasing your f-stop to get a deeper depth of field. This is also good when shooting landscapes, where you'll probably want to use a larger f number so more is in focus. See how focus and depth of field are intertwined? In the next lesson, we'll dive a bit deeper into autofocus modes, which is how you can control what part of the frame your camera focuses on when in the autofocus mode.